I do want to remind everybody that we will be recording today's session. So please make sure that you have your cameras off, you have your mics muted until the end, where if we have any questions, we do want you to unmute yourself, turn your cameras on, and let's make this as interactive as possible. Please remember, as we go through today's session, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'll be monitoring in the chat, and as Tammy's going through and we have some time, I'll interrupt her so that way we can make sure that today's session answers all and everybody's questions before we leave today. With that said, I would like to go ahead and introduce one of the best, amazing, spectacular coordinators in the office, and she always knows that the gym has her back at any time. With that said, we are passing it over to Tammy.
Thanks, Tim, for that wonderful introduction. I'm going to go over the Cte Portal with you today. First, I'm going to start by sharing my screen and just walking you straight through the site and how to get to it and everything that's on there. So give me just 1 second. So can everybody see my screen? Tim?
Hold on, it's still loading. Yes, now we can.
Okay. All right. So of course you're going to go to the Department of Education's website, and then you're going to click hover over Technical and Adult Education, and then go down to Career Technical Education. And everybody who knows me knows that I talk fast. So if I get going too fast, somebody just pop in and tell me I need to slow down. So on this site, you'll see this big green Cte Portal button. This is where everything is going to be held, and this is truly turned into a one-stop shop for all things state-approved CTE. So it's divided up into 4 sections here, and we're just going to start with this first one, High School CTE Policy Guidance. When you get to this screen, you're going to notice that there's different years here, and this is especially important if you need to go back and look at a program of study for when maybe a student started and then it's changed. So you can go back and look at how it was set up when the student started. This is especially important for school counselors if students are trying to complete, but the current year is automatically selected. So we're just going to leave it there and go ahead and select a program of study. So all of the programs of study are listed here. And we're just going to go up and I'll click one of mine, of course, baking and pastry, and then you click submit. So here is all of the program information about the program, the number, the cluster, the pathway. Here is a link to the course description manual. I'll go ahead and click on that. And so here is the one for hospitality and tourism. It's the same as it's always been, but there is a link here on this one-stop shop for it now. Then you're going to notice the 4 required courses to complete this program of study. One thing new, and you've probably been wondering where the content skill sets are, they have now been linked on this portal. So the first course for this program is 1980 Baking and Pastry. So I'll click on that. And you're going to notice that it has a new format. All of the CSSs have been numbered, and you have 1 document per course. Whereas in the past we had 1 document for the whole program. Now it's back to 1 document per course. So I'll go back. Next, you'll have electives. This is a change.
Tammy, the file's still
Yes.
loading. Can you give it 1 second?
Sure. I get going too fast.
They didn't get a chance to see it. If you want to click on it again.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you see it?
No, not yet.
What's it doing now?
It's kind of just on the screen as the one-stop shop, baking and pastry, and the 4 courses with the required courses and elective and your mouse in the middle.
All right, let me try it again.
Thank you.
How about now?
No, just go ahead and move on, and then hopefully the internet will pick up and we'll be able to share the link.
Let me try this. I'll just show them what it looks like from a course in my file and move it over just so they can see what it looks like.
I think that would be perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so here's what it looks like, the new format. Can you see that, Tim?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so you'll see all of the CSSs have been numbered and it's just one document per course. Okay, now I'm going to move on to electives. Do you see back to the Cte portal?
Not yet.
This is really lagging behind. It's messing up my presentation.
It's just slowing you down.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, we
Tell me
can
when
see
you
the
see my-
screen now.
Okay, so the next I'm going to go over are the electives, and hopefully this will open. This year, all of our courses were designated as either a core required course, an elective, or a foundation course. So all the electives were put into one document, and hopefully this is going to open. Did it open?
Not yet. Nope. It's not opening it up in another tab, is it, Tammy? There we go. It's opening now.
Okay. It's not fully open, but I can scroll down and show you that what the electives look like. There they go. So all of the electives are listed here alphabetically. So they are hyperlinked. So if you're looking for the skill sets for an elective, they are located here and hyperlinked. Now I'm going to go back. And then here are a list of the foundational courses. And it's the same thing. All the foundational courses were listed in one document. Hopefully this comes up.
We're still on electives.
Okay. Tell me when it goes back to the screen. I click back.
It's back on the screen.
Okay. So now I'll click foundational courses.
And we can see them.
Okay. So all of the foundational courses are listed here alphabetically with a link to the skill sets. I went back. Tell me when it's back.
It's back.
Okay. So the next part I'm going to go over is the technical assessment. Here you will find the number and the title of the technical assessment for the program of study with a link to the blueprint. It'll take you to the Cte site, and then also a link to the portfolio scorecard. I'm not going to click on them because I don't want to keep lagging behind, but there's where they are located. And then I'm going to skip over the BNI for a second and go on down to the scores. These scores are based off last school year, if I'm not mistaken, and you'll have the workforce entry score, the state average, national average, and then the score for the governor's workforce credential. I'm going to skip over this link for a second and go down to student certifications. This is another change for this year. You'll notice that they're not broken out by gold, silver, bronze. It's just one complete list. I'm going to click on it and hopefully it'll come up.
It did.
Okay, so here is a list of all of the state approved credentials, and students can earn any one of these to meet the requirement for the credentials on the governor's workforce. So I just wanted you to see what that looked like, but I'm going to go back and actually click on the governor's workforce criteria so that you can see. Did that come up, Tim?
It's loading right now. Still loading. Up. There you go. Perfect.
Okay, so right here, you'll see on number 2, certifications, it just says that students have to get one state approved industry certification. So this is one of the reasons why the gold, silver, bronze is gone, because the point system has gone away and all of them are just listed in one document. Now, I will tell you, if there is a certification that you know of that is recognized by industry and is not on the list, then you can fill out this request right here and request for it to be added to the list, and this will go to the program coordinator to review and get back to you. So if there's something that's not on the list that is industry recognized, then you can click this form to have it added. Also, there is a place here for embedded credit. So if you're wondering, this is the same on no matter what program of study you select. So if you're wondering if your program of study has embedded credit, you can click on this. It will bring up the document. Tell me when it's up there, Tim.
It's up there.
Okay, so here you will see the embedded credits listed at the top and all of the programs down the side. So if you think your program may have embedded credit, you can scroll down through here and look, and it will tell you what you have to get the credit and what the credit is. Now I'm going to go back to the BNI review form right here. I think I'm going to request to have this moved because it's kind of in between the technical assessment, but here is a link straight to the online form. Did that come up?
Hold on one second. You're good.
So here is a link to the online form, and you can just select your school and then start completing this NOCTI the way that you have in the past, but it's just linked right here. And there's also a link to the printable form. That's all I have on the high school policy guidance. Does anybody have any questions on this part so far?
No questions in the chat, but just one thing we always try to remind everybody is when you print off a BNI and fill it out, we still need you to then go back and put it into the NOCTI system for it to count. So please make sure if you're filling them out, your teachers, your students, please make sure you go back and place them into the NOCTI system that's currently on our screen. Great job,
Thank
Tammy.
you, Tim.
No questions.
Okay, so then I'm going to go back. Am I back to the front?
Not yet. You are now.
Okay, next I'm going to go over to the Advanced Career Education Guidance, the ACE, and here you will see the same years, and then you click the drop down arrow and you'll find all of the adult programs. So I will just go ahead and click on Automotive Technology, and you click Submit, and it'll show you the program information, the required courses, and the elective courses. And these are a little bit separate. These are separated out and not in one document, because for the adult programs, there are usually more courses that you have to take to be able to complete. Also, one difference is if you look at the ACE program and course description manual, document for all of the ACE programs, whereas on the CTE side, it's one per cluster. Does anybody have any questions about the ACE website?
So far, no questions in the chat. Just one thing that was placed in the chat that Tanya submitted the ProStart business and therapeutic service standards to planbook.com for anyone that uses that. But outside of that, there is nothing else in the chat, Tammy.
Thank you, Tim. I'm going to go back to the front. Am I back?
Not yet. Still not. No, you are. You're good.
Okay. So now I'm going to click on the CTE calendar. So if you're ever wondering when something might be due, you can go to the CTE calendar. All of the months are listed across the top. It's sort of an academic calendar. And then there's categories along the side. And then there's different topics placed throughout the year. So if you're wondering about mini mod grants, when it's due, where to access it, you can come here and you can click this. Hopefully it's going to come up.
It is.
Did it
It's
come?
still loading
Okay.
just a hair.
Okay. Is it up yet?
Nope, it is still loading. There you go.
Okay. So this will bring you to this site where it shows you where to apply the application and the deadlines. You'll get notification when these are open, but I'm just trying to show you what the links do on the calendar. I'm going to go back. Am I back to the screen?
Not yet. You are back to the Cte Portal screen.
Okay. Next, I'm going to go to the professional development. And if you ever wondered where all the recordings are from all of the CareerTech talks that we do, here's where they're located. So if you want to go back and review one, if you remember, oh, I remember there was a tech talk on that, then you can go back to the professional development on this site and find all of the different recordings. So I just want to emphasize again, the Cte Portal has turned into really, truly a one-stop shop for everything CTE. It's anything that you can think of that you might need to know is all there. And that's really all that I have. So are there any questions on anything that I've discussed, or anybody have any comments or want me to go over something else?
This is the time if you would like to please unmute, turn your camera on, but there is currently nothing in the chat.
Well, I guess I covered everything then.
Nice job, Tammy.